Alright guys, so this is the video for TEAG 6.6. And if you are watching this video, it's because you're kind of stumped on a few problems. So there's a few things I need to remind you of. And one, because you need to remember the difference between dependent and independent. Remember, we usually have a table, XY table, and we use things like dry, mix, to help us understand which is which. Now, dry shows that this is dependent, or on the y-axis. And mix is good to show us that it's independent on the x-axis. If you set this up right away, you will find out. Now, if there's a few problems where you're given the plots, the plotted points, the ordered pairs, remember, if you go through it and you find the ordered pairs and list them, so say you're given, let's see, I don't know, 3, 6, 9, and then this is on 3's on the 4, 7, 10. I don't know. Anyways, and wanted to list which one is independent or dependent. You would literally, if it asks for the independent variables, you would know, because you set up your words dry mix to help you, that the x-axis is independent. And it asks for the dependent, you would know that this y-axis, or the y information, is your dependent. Okay, so if you set that up for yourself, you shouldn't have too much problem. There's a few problems like that. So there might be some word problems, stuff like that, that you need to take care of looking. If you are given a table and it's asking for finding the true statement, actually use the words that's there. So if it says things like twice as many, you're going to have to do some multiplying by 2. If it says half, then you're going to have to divide by 2. So just pay attention to something like that. You have some questions where it's there and it says something like, again, this is just a sample. Let me give myself some room a little bit. If it says something like y is equal to 3x, and it gives you a bunch of ordered pairs, you can plug in for x and see if it matches the y. So for example, if you're checking to see if I gave you the ordered pair of 2, 6, and this is the ordered pair, what it looks like. This is your x, this is your y, and I plug in this x here, right here. I'm going to plug it in right here. And I know that whenever there is a coefficient and a variable next to each other, I'm going to multiply. So the problem is really 3 times whatever my x value is of 2. And I need to see if it equals to 6. So in this case it does. And so the numbers in that list should work. So I would check more than one. Check with the last one to see if it works. Make sure that you don't set yourself up for failure. Again, there's a lot of setting up the equations, and I know in an earlier video, we talked about x and the rule equals y. So I don't know why I keep doing that. So I'm going to make some room. When you're given a table, and if I have x and y, and we use an example I used on a different video, and I have 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, I know x and my rule, and I know that my rule in this case is times 1, times 1, times 1, because what I do to x is multiply by 1 to get y. So x and the rule, which in this case is times 1, or 1x, is equal to y. And then you would figure it out. So it's x and the rule equals, y. X in the rule equals Y. So set it up, find the rule. Remember, when you're given a table, to use that bottom information to help you, because sometimes it looks like, when we look at the top, sometimes it might look like there's, you know, a different rule going on. But really, if you use the bottom information and find the rule, it should work for all of them. Yeah, that's pretty much it. If it tells you an input and you have to solve, for example, if it's two-step, make sure you just put in that X. So you have a problem on your paper that says, it's number 3, and it says, what is the output value when the input value is 11? So if you're putting in 11, they want to know what are you going to get out, and they give you a rule. They give you a table, and it says that you need to find based on the rule. And so if I'm gonna use this different problem. So if I had my rule as I don't know, 4x plus 2, and I was inputting something for x, and so in this case I want to input 2. If I input 2, you literally just rewrite it and put 4 times 2 plus 2. Then you would solve it using order of operations. You multiply first. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 2 is 10. So if my x is 2, that means my y is 10. So hopefully that helps you. There's not very much other than being able to set it up and solve for the correct equation, or find out if it's dependent or independent. Again, if you have any questions, you need to ask your table partners. If that hasn't worked, rewatch this video. If that doesn't work, you put your red card out and you move on to another problem that you can try to solve, and the teacher will be with you.